But I think we probably are are in a recession, and that recession will get worse. There's certainly a lesson here that if one is making useful product and has a company that makes sense, make sure you're not running things too close to the edge from a capital standpoint. They've got some capital reserves to last through irrational times. Because in the past, when there's been a recession, it has gone. It's amazing. It's flipped like a light switch. I mean, David, do you remember this from the PayPal, ex-PayPal days, when we raised $100 million in March of 2000. And we had, the demand was so high, we had people like VCs, like just literally without even a term sheet, wiring money into our account. Anyway, so it's just important to make sure if you're a healthy company, you got some capital to get through things. And then what's your costs? And if it is a recession, which more likely than not, it is a recession. I'm not saying it is, but it probably is. Then just watch your cash flow and get to positive cash flow as soon as you can. But I think we probably are in a recession, and that recession will get worse. But these things pass, and then there will be boom times again.
Right. I mean, actually, I do think that from taxation standpoint, it's better if taxes are focused on it's on estate taxes when somebody dies, as opposed to taxes when somebody's living.
Okay. So you're in favor of a high estate tax.
I'm in favor of given that there's a certain amount of tax that must be raised. I think it's better to obtain that tax upon death than during life. Because
I'll go with that.
If somebody's demonstrated that they are a good steward of capital, then they ought to have more capital in order to do more good things with the economy. But if somebody's inherited money, then they have not demonstrated that they are a good steward of capital, and so it makes less sense that they inherit money.
I mean, when we started Tesla, I should be clear, it was with an expectation of success of less than 10%, and the same for SpaceX.
Yeah.
And who in their right mind would think that a car company would have anything more than a 10% probability of success if you've never built a car in your entire life before? And there've been
guys.
Yeah, there's only at the time you had GM, Ford, and Chrysler, and but the history of car companies is there've been over 1,000 car company startups in the United States, and they're all dead.
Mm-hmm.
So and with the 2008-2009 recession, GM and Chrysler also went bankrupt. So then the chances of survival are extremely tiny. Only a fool would start a car company with electric car company or a car company whatsoever and think that the probability of success was high. So my initial thought for both Tesla and SpaceX was that I'd take half the money from PayPal, and I'd waste half of it on two ludicrous ventures, one being a car company and a rocket company, and that would be dumb, and I'd just lose it all, and that'd be, but I'd still have $90 million left, so whatever, but in the end, I like I said, the companies were like children to me. So it was so I gave the companies all the money that I had, and then I would have had no money at all if Tesla and SpaceX had not survived. I would have owed a lot of money and been personally bankrupt if Tesla and SpaceX had not survived.
I mean, there were several things broken about the car technically, transmission being the most notable item, but there were a lot of other issues. So it really wasn't a car that could even if we said, okay, we'll accept the $140,000, this isn't a car that would have passed safety and reliability and endurance tests. And so it was just, wow, and we were sort of out of money, or close to being out of money. So this is, 18 months ago. In your situation like that, you got to be pretty bold if you want to come in and run, help run the company.
Well, I think a recession is inevitable at some point. As to whether there is a recession in the near term, I think that is more likely than not. It certainly isn't. It's not a certainty, but it appears more likely than not. What do you think? Well, I think it's more like it does seem like we're headed into a recession here in 2023.
The magnitude of that recession is debatable, but I think it's at least a light to moderate recession. Potentially, it's on the order of 2009. So I think it's wise to kind of like prepare for the worst, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Don't get too adventurous. Like watch out for margin debt. Like I would really advise people to not have margin debt in a volatile stock market.